what the F could possibly be good about this? Why did I have to lose all of this in order to gain some? That's not fair. Don't spirit think I went through enough? Like, how much more of this can I take? Like, why did it have to be like this? Hello, Cancer. That just came out quick. Welcome to your November soul session. I am Marlo, if you were new, and if you are family, welcome back, my friend. So if you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance and all that good stuff and whatnot, or whichever. Move my mic over a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and jump into these cards. First card that you guys have is Black Herman. This is the Hoodoo Tarot, so the cards are different. Come on, autofocus. My autofocus has just not been what's hot in the streets right now today. What are you doing? Come on. Do it. Do your job, autofocus. Yeah, my autofocus has just not been what's hot in the streets. Okay, so that's clear, sort of. But anywho, that's the Magician. In the reverse, that's Aries energy. And then we have Railroad Bill, who is the Chariot card. And that's also in the reverse as Cancerian energy. So what it is looking like, my wonderful Cancerians, leaving out of October and into November, there's a tad bit of disempowerment going on here. I do want to clarify this just for the simple fact that with the Magician, of course, we can see it as disempowerment. We can see it as not manifesting, that's not the word I want to use, not mastering the four powers of man, the four powers that are given to you in this particular life. You know what I'm saying? I just talked about that with Virgo. So it's not really standing in the fullness of who it is that you are. It's not wielding your power properly. Another way that this could be looked at is manipulation, right? So it could be like a person external to you, you know? So I want to clarify this just to be sure to see if this is Cancer. Okay. We have misfortune in the reverse. Okie dokie, lemon chokey. That still is giving me that same borderline energy. So I may just have to go ahead and say that this is two different energies I'm picking up on. And you guys may resonate on either side. So here's the deal. There's some of you where there's some Cancers that experience something very tragic / traumatic in the month of October. So more or less something, I mean, it's like a tower, you know what I'm saying? It's a complete life disruption. And it even could be something as grave as like a loss, in the sense, like, you know, if you think of anything, like literally, like this shows your house being on fire, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, your car being stolen. So it's not just kind of like a mishap or a misfortune. It's something that seems to completely upset the foundation that you guys existed on. So this wouldn't be something kind of small potatoes. It's something that's like pretty big to where it causes like a life upheaval. But of course, this is not saying this is going to happen. This would be something you guys would already be aware of that happened, right? Now, with this particular situation, it puts my first group of Cancers into a place of being disempowered, right? Because whatever this unfortunate situation is, it made Cancer feel very disempowered. And it's kind of difficult for Cancer to bounce back from that. It's not really knowing how to kind of get back in the groove of things. So how I talked about with Leo, because again, some of you guys may be Cancer, Leo cuspers, but how I talked about with Leo, how, you know, and they're reading, like, things can happen to the particular Leo I was speaking to. They kind of lick their wounds and keep it moving, take their L, like, you know, that happened, but I'm moving right along type of deal. But there being like a suppression of emotion. I'm feeling with the Cancerian, the first group, to where this doesn't really have anything to do with other people and it's just you kind of thing. It's almost like being gutted. it's almost like kicking someone while you're down. It's like stuff was already bad and then this happens. So you're kind of so disillusioned in a sense, you don't really know how to kind of pick yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Which is totally normal having recently gone through something like this. Now, on the other end, if this is a person external to you, it could be an Aries person that caused a situation that would be extremely unfortunate for you. And I feel compelled to say, if it was like it could be a person that's like like a psychic or tarot reader or whatever, but it's like a person who told you to do something. You know what I'm saying? Are you putting unwavering trust in this person and this person giving you like bad counsel, like urging you to go in a particular direction or to make a particular decision, and it kind of, didn't work out, like it caused like a way worse kind of situation. Another way I could look at this is kind of like a scam type of thing, where a person tells you, like a Ponzi scheme. Like if a person is like, oh, you invest your money in this particular thing and you're going to get residual income. So like you take a chance and invest a great deal of money into this, and then like the person kind of disappears type of deal. So it's more or less with this Chariot in the reverse. I feel whatever the situation is that happened in October, it caused like everything to come to a screeching halt. So I'm seeing with this Chariot in the reverse, like Cancer, prior to this situation, Cancer had plans. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't resonate with any of those scenario examples that I gave, Cancer had plans to do something, to move forward, to, be successful, or to leave this lifestyle behind, or what have you. And either a unfortunate set of circumstances occurred that left Cancer feeling disempowered, to where this is kind of like on a hiatus type of thing. You don't really know how you're going to move forward with it, or it's something that a person who's extremely manipulative caused. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what role they play in your life, it's like a person manipulated Cancer into something that caused a disastrous situation, and then now Cancer can't move forward type of thing, if that makes sense. So that's the energy that you guys are coming into the month of November with. Now here's the deal, right? If you don't resonate with that, this might not be your read, because I feel that very specifically. You know what I'm saying? It's some situation that happened that either involves another person where Cancer feels screwed over by them, or it's a situation that happened that has Cancer feeling extremely disempowered, to where like just being like in a real dark place and not really knowing like where to go from here, what to do, what's next type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So I think if this part doesn't resonate, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that this would be your read. The next card we have is the Ace of Baskets. If you want to come back and claim it, you can, because you got the Ace of Baskets. But anywho, with the Ace of Cups, dude, that's a new emotional opportunity. So here's the thing, and that popped up. We got the Hermit in the reverse, Dr. Grant. So here's the dealio, Cancer. With the Ace of Baskets, that's a new emotional opportunity. It's something that can be extremely fulfilling for you. It's something that could be the healing salve to your wounds. It's something that can be a sense of compensation for what it is that you went through, which kind of changes the context of said thing. It's similar to the energy that I picked up in Virgo. If you have that in your chart, I would definitely check that out. But it's similar to the energy I picked up in Virgo, because they had the Chariot in the reverse. But it's more or less in the sense of, and they have the Ace of Wands right after the Chariot in the reverse. But it's more in the sense of, if this is a foundation that broke down, and we're looking at the clarifying card, is very similar to the energy of the Tower. Those of you who've been with me for some time know how I look at the Tower. I look at the Tower as being, when we have gotten so out of alignment with spirit, we have gotten so far off of our track in life, right? Or we've been wounded and maimed and disappointed so much, each one of those experiences becomes a brick in the tower. And we're building up floor after floor after floor after floor after floor. The thing that we don't realize is from the moment that we laid that first brick down, we entered an energetic state of stagnation. There was a lack thereof of growth. There was a lack thereof of movement, regardless of what it looked like in 3D. From the moment that you put that first brick down, you stop moving, right? When there's a lack thereof of movement, when there's stagnation, that's automatically out of alignment with spirit, because spirit is flow, right? But there'll be different signs, synchronicities, messages, people that come by while we're putting bricks in this tower. And if we don't heed those warnings, we build a whole tower. Spirit's last resort to save us from ourselves is knocking down that tower in hopes that the moment that you hit the ground in that split second, you see the truth and realize how far off you've gotten from yourself, like how far you had to fall. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that figuratively, not saying that anybody's going to literally fall or that falling in a negative sense, right? But the moment you come back down to reality, back to ground zero, for a split second, you'll see the truth of how far off you had gotten. And in that moment, you have the opportunity to make a choice to either, say, oh gosh, how did that happen? That's so unfair. Now I have to rebuild this whole tower all over again, right? That's staying on the same path. Or you see the truth of the matter of like, dang, I had no idea I was that far off from where it is that I started. Like I was on this whole path. This thing happened. And my first thought was, let me go get a brick to build this fort to protect myself. So this particular thing that happened on this path doesn't happen again. And out of the corner of your eye, you see that path that you were on, and you can choose to get back on that path to go back in the direction of what it is you were headed to before this thing, right? So it's kind of like a crossroads kind of moment. You know what I'm saying? So I feel with this, even though how this happened, just feeling the energy of it, whether it's just a situation that happened and it's just something you're coping with yourself, or if this involves a person like kind of manipulating you and screwing you over type of deal, with this Ace of Cups coming up, it's saying that this tower happened, like the path you were on was halted. This thing came in as like an is not type of deal. You know what I'm saying? That's me oversimplifying it for the sake that we're trying to make a point here. But it's like this is not type of thing came in. And the purpose of it was to completely uproot and destroy this false foundation. Because the key is with this Ace of Cups coming in, whatever it is you decided to pursue or do with this, or what you decide to build from this point forward, it's not supposed to be done on that uneven foundation. You know what I'm saying? So this would be a matter of perspective. Coming into November to Cancer, it would seem like I lost everything that was me, everything that was mine, everything I worked for, everything that, I spent so many years feeding into. All of that is gone now, right? Either because of that person, you know what I'm saying, or because of this particular situation that happened. You know what I'm saying? This blow up, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the vibe that I get from this is that that was never your foundation. And I think for some people that'd be really hard to hear because it would be hard to receive. You know what I'm saying? But it's more or less giving you an opportunity to rebuild on solid ground, on something that's truly in alignment with your heart space, like something that's authentically you. It's not wearing a mask. It's not putting on airs. It's not pretending. It's not being fake. It's not having to keep up with the Joneses. It's not having to prove a point. It's not, living paycheck to paycheck, like whatever this is. It may not seem like it at this moment, but this is being set free from a prison that you never knew that you were in, right? And now the thing that's really for you is coming in. However, with this Hermit in the reverse, Virgo energy, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to watch that Virgo reading, even if it's not in your chart, I still would. But anywho, but with this Hermit in the reverse, the thing that's concerning with this coming in is the fact that going in hermit mode, that's like a choice to go into solitude temporarily, to get clear again, to realign. You know what I'm saying? To lick one's wounds, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But I feel with this, there's the potential with this hermit card is to hang one's head in shame and hide, right? So where this does align with the Virgo reading is in the sense of talking about missed opportunities, because I talked to them about like Four of Cups kind of energy. If we're so fixated on what went awry and what went wrong and how this person hurt us or how all these people hurt us or how I lost everything, if we stay fixated on that, that's all we're going to see. And we can't see the disembodied hand coming out of the cloud trying to give you a cup. You know what I'm saying? Because that teeters on the miraculous. It would seem as if one is in an impossible situation. With this Ace of Cups, it's more or less spirit trying to make the impossible possible. All of the things I said to Virgo is spirit trying to make the impossible possible, but one feeling like entrenched in darkness, right? Or regret or focusing on what went awry. Now, mind you, grief is totally normal. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But I mean, in the sense of ruminating on this and getting sucked into it, you stare into the abyss stares into you, therefore you turn into the abyss that you're staring in. You feel what I'm saying? To where when this thing comes saying, hey, here's the way out, you can't see it because you're so fixated on what it is that is going awry. Now, granted, I have to say, I don't doubt for a second that the situation that you guys went through was devastating. I don't doubt that at all. And I'm not minimizing it by any means, but it's just more or less needing to find that fight and that grit within yourself. You know what I'm saying? To keep pushing. And a lot of the readings this month, dude, are going back to belief. You know what I'm saying? The next card you guys have out is the Hierophant in the reverse. And that's, of course, Taurus energy. And it's more or less like, you know, REM energy. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot, like losing my religion. You know what I'm saying? When we're out of alignment with our values or we don't know what they are, we can't choose in accordance with them. We can't live in accordance with them. What I feel with this Cancer, I feel prior to all of this, right? And for some of you, it could even be with this particular situation. It's almost like a crisis of faith. It's like you believed if I'm a good person, then stuff works out for me and some fuck shit happened. I'm just going to call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some fuck shit happened. And it's like, I wasn't even, you know, I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I wasn't doing nothing. Like, I was just trying to like be great. You know what I'm saying? And this particular instance happens, you know? And it's like, as opposed to going through it, it's a sense with this Hermit in the reverse of regressing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel with this Hierophant in the reverse, this is really speaking to like a loss of faith or beliefs, whether it's in yourself or in your actual belief system. And that's understandable, because if this is to the degree that it feels like how I'm picking up on it, this is something that would cause a crisis of faith, because it's something that I thought this wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's something that makes you question everything. But the whole key is here is I don't want to call this a test, because I feel that that's completely inappropriate. That's a complete inappropriate verbiage to use. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it's an opportunity again to re-identify what it is that one believes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is an opportunity, but it's an opportunity that comes in the way that true transformation always comes, man. And it's like I tell people, like with this path that we're on, it's not like a cakewalk, you know? It's like, to really get to the next level or to really understand these lessons, it requires a lot of anguish, because I look at it as it's trying to bring the fighter out within you. But I understand it's tiring. It's exhausting. You know what I'm saying? When am I going to get a break? When is all of this going to stop? Like, when is this going to end? I'm tired of learning lessons. What's the point of all of this? And that's when a person kind of teeters there. Now, mind you, I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I can't tell you uh I can't be Journey, and tell you don't stop believing. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you that. That's something that you have to make a choice about. So I'm not even going to sit up here and say like, oh, Cancer, how dare you stop believing? It's like, dude, I get it. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? When you go through this journey, it's like there's so many places I see with each of the signs where I've been there 1,000 times before. So it's like, I get it. The thoughts that you're having, they're absolutely normal and you have every right to feel what you feel. However, it's like you have to make a decision on how it is that you want to move forward. Look at that. Mother freaking fortune, my friend. Cancer, y'all getting a little insurance policy just like Virgo got, okay? Literally, like in every sense of the word. When I saw that Ace of Wands in Virgo's reading, the thing that I saw is that's a vibrational elemental energy. Aces are seeds, and each ace exists the 10. You know what I'm saying? You guys are being given the Ace of Cups. In that Ace of Cups exists the 10 of Cups. You know what I'm saying? But when you plant a seed in the ground, it takes time for it to germinate, which lets us know that this is a process that you guys are in. This isn't just like okay, on the 1st of November, this is going on the 28th of November, bam, we're done, finished. You know what I'm saying? I think November has 28 days. I think it does. I'm not sure. But anywho, but it's not like that. It's not a one and done kind of thing. This is a whole nother process that's happening. Last month, like I told Virgo, last month is a cycle that wrapped up. Period at the end of the sentence. Coming into November, clean slate. Whatever it is that you decide to build it. Everything that fell apart in October, relationships, friendships, you know what I'm saying, jobs, whatever, that was a part of clearing the slate. That means that whatever fell away last month, these were things that were no longer serving you, right? So now the task of November is to figure out what is serving you. With this Hierophant in the reverse, if your belief system isn't serving you anymore, it's maladaptive, which means we got to throw that out and go back to the drawing board. We have to find a belief system that's in service to your perception of life, because that's what a belief system is supposed to do. It's supposed to show up for you in times of trouble. When you find yourself in a difficult situation, you should be able to go to that belief system and say, or seek, what does it say to do in situations such as this? And if what you believe can't offer you that, it's not serving you. You know what I'm saying? It explains some stuff. It tell you what to do in certain situations, or for how I'm seeing it with you guys, it's almost like saying, the whatever belief system you guys were following up to this point, it's a thought of stuff like this isn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And if it did, then that means, there's something wrong there. So that's something that has to be revisited. But what I say with this insurance policy, this Ace of Baskets, and looking at this Fortuna that's coming, it's like, dude, the only thing that's standing in between this is almost like, I'm gonna say it like this. I often say like self-love is like the religion of one. It's the cult of one. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about self-love here, but that's like the vibration I'm seeing with this Hierophant in the reverse. It's more or less putting one's faith or trust in something that couldn't give answers when it was supposed to, i.e., that's why I think I picked up on that vibe of like, spiritual teacher, psychic, something like that, is that, and this is hypothetical now for what it is I'm seeing between these two cards. It's like if Cancer was in a position to where they were trusting in like a guru or something, I'm not going to make a decision until I get an answer like from my guru or my reader or whatever. And they take like an authoritarian declarative stance of like, this is what's happening. Don't do this, do that. Right. And it's like, oh, I don't know about it. It's like, oh, you're not trusting. You're not having faith. But I don't know. That doesn't feel right in me. And then they're like, no, I said do it, that's what you're supposed to do. And with you believing in this particular thing, person, whatever, then you take that step and it doesn't work out. And now it's like a spiritual crisis in a sense, an existential crisis. Like it's a crisis of one's belief system. So it's like this can't possibly be true, but one doesn't know how to move forward. See, the value in that is, even if we're just speaking about situationally, losing one's religion, losing faith, whatever, it's like it's through that death there's a rebirth. It's like the wealth, the abundance, the money, whether figurative or literal, lies in this crumbling down of things. But the key is to not hang your head in shame. Like, there's a loss here, but there's no loss here, if that's making sense. And I know, dude, that's a tall order. Like, the thing I've said about these readings this month, because I think I said that in Scorpio, which would be you guys collective reading because we're in Scorpio season. I was like, spirit is dialing up a tall order for a lot of people. Like, it's really like putting your big boy, big girl panties on is what's being asked of everyone this month. It's like there is no more opposition in the way of you. No, you may not like the way that I moved that block that you didn't know was a block out of your way. But it's like, with everything that you've learned up to this point, what are you going to do now? What statement are you going to make in the universe about who you are based on the decisions that you make? And that's the thing that's important. It's like when we talk about 11/11 being like a portal day, it's a mirror day. By the 11th of November, we will know the truth of who all of us are because of the choices that we make, from how stuff transpired. And I mean this for every single sign, Cancer. Whatever it is that happened in October, and I don't care like how minute or how magnanimous it was, right? How we choose to handle that situation, hashtag judgment card, it's a statement of who we are. Every decision we've made our entire lives has always been that anyway. And there is no need for spirit to judge us when with every single choice and decision we're making, we're judging ourselves every single day. You feel what I'm saying? X factors and happenstance happen in life. But much like I said for, I think that was Leo. That was Leo. We have no control over those X factors, those tower moments. We don't know when those are going to happen, right? But we do have a choice of how we choose to respond to them, right? And what I feel this energy is asking you to do is to respond. That insurance policy is the fact that something better is coming for you. But what was blocking the way of what you truly want from coming to you was whatever it is that fell away. But now that this thing fell away, you're going through a crisis of faith or a crisis of belief in yourself or whatever. It's, what are you going to do now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you going to quit? Are you going to give up the fight? You know what I'm saying? Or are you going to dig deep within the inner recesses of yourself and find your inner fighter and keep pushing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is separating like the wheat from the chaff, you know? So it's like a transformation by fire, if you will. And that's not the easiest thing. It's absolutely not. But it's, and I say, for me, from my perspective, I look at situations like this as so freaking beautiful. It's like Phoenix rising from the ashes type of vibes. Because when you fall to this space, you know what I'm saying? Or when you have experiences like this, I think it's these times in our lives that are more often than not the absolute most difficult, that we're able to see the most clearly if we're willing to just see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is where true transformation happens. Like, this is where the beauty of alchemy happens. You know what I'm saying? It's in the most darkest times in our lives that we find the light, but it's all about wanting to find it. And I feel what lies on the other side of this for you guys is unfathomable. It's inner world matching outer world. It's emotional fulfillment within, and that vibration drawing in that stuff to the without. Whether that's, like I've been saying for everyone, whether that's cars, clothes, money, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you find a sense of value in, this is very much possible. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about dwelling in this, seeing it as a loss, or hanging your head in shame. You know what I'm saying? It's about digging deeper to the truth of the situation. And then we have, child, look at that. We have the Justice card, Dr. Buzzard. That's Libra energy. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Cancer, I know this is hard. And I know, who am I over here with the one drop of water in my chart? You know what I'm saying? That's not even in a main placement. You know what I'm saying? I'm a whole dust bowl over here talking to you with my double Taurus and my Gemini rising. You know what I'm saying? So, I tiptoe lightly when I speak to Cancers, because I know that me just talking regular can come off somewhat abrasive. My horns get in the way sometimes. I be trying to like sit down at the tea party, but I'm a big chick, horns and things, I be trying to like get it together. But I have to say, dude, like, I'm treading lightly as I speak to you guys, because I understand the well of emotion that exists within Cancers. It's probably something in this particular incarnation I may never fully understand. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to listen to what I'm saying in the sense of listening with your spiritual ears, to think of you guys going through something like this, and knowing many Cancerians I know who, like, you guys feel emotions like vibrations, man. Like it's so deep for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And I can't fathom what it is that you're going through. But I have to tell you, because I love you, my friend, which is why, like I say, why I do all of this. It's like seriously out of love. It's like, I know that this may be hard as shit. I have been in similar situations more times than I'd like to admit. But I'm telling you, man, what lies on the other side of this, that you can't put a price tag on that, man. Like, I kid you not. It's like you have to lose your religion, proverbially speaking, in order to truly find it. You have to lose yourself in order to truly find it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel what it is that you guys lost. It may feel like so much right now, but it fails in comparison, dude. Like literally to what it is that's just on the other side of this. With justice being here, this is like dharma. You know what I'm saying? This is a reward. It seems like you're being punished, but this isn't a punishment, man. This is like spirit torching the ground of the old cycle. So there is no, like, torching, insulting it. You know what I'm saying? So even if you entertained or flirted with the idea of going backwards, ain't nothing to go back to. You feel what I'm saying? So the only place to go from here is forward. And what you're going forward into is your just due. You know what I'm saying? It's your recompense. It's your harvest. You know what I'm saying? It's what you were fighting so hard to get to. Like I was saying, the energy that precedes this is you guys were on a path, like working really hard to get something. And it's almost like this got pulled from under you. But I'm telling you, dude, even what y'all were working towards, you know what I'm saying? It's like that pales in comparison to what it is that's coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be 10 times that. But having been here, and being a Taurus, I would probably cuss somebody out back in the day. And I have. When people have given me messages like that, when I've been in a position like this, what the F could possibly be good about this? Why did I have to lose all of this in order to gain some? That's not fair. Don't spirit think I went through enough? Like, how much more of this can I take? Like, why did it have to be like this? Like, I get it, dude. That's why I say it's like I tread lightly. I know what it's like to be here. I know it's not easy. I totally get it. So I say, don't think for a second that I'm trying to minimize this or give you like, a quick little pop, elixir to just like heal it, suck it up, move on, Nah, I know it's not easy, but I can tell you what it is that I know. And what I know is there's always light at the end of the tunnel of situations like this, dude. But it's also how it is that we step into another level. It's how ego is killed. It's how you come to a place of non-attachment and not like, just apathetic, whatever, like I don't care about everything. Everything's going to fall apart anyway. Not that mindset, but in the fact that you understand like the wheel of fortune, life works in cycles. You know what I'm saying? You gonna rain for a little while, then you gonna have rain, then you ain't gonna have no kingdom. And then you're gonna be looking forward to raining again. And that's just the cycle of life. We see that in the seasons, every fall, things are dying, every winter, everything dead, but spring always comes. The sun always sets, we in the darkness. Next thing we know, the sun is rising again. So it's just a cycle. This is temporary. And I think the way that we prevent ourselves from being deluded in life is by accepting the truth of how this process works. There's nowhere to go, right? We are not working hard every single day to get awakened, to just be enlightened and sit on a mountain somewhere while we're on planet Earth. That's not the goal. We are not working every single day to get super duper rich, to sit on our ass and never do anything else, or to work really, really hard just to retire. Because the inherent nature of all of humanity is we have a tendency to not be satisfied for what we have. You can work 30 years, retire, get your little boat and do all the little stuff that you want to do for a good 3 months. Now you're bored. And you go open a business or go find another job because you get tired of just sitting around all day. You know what I'm saying? You could think that getting super duper rich and wealthy is the solution to all of your problems. And then you get super duper wealthy and you still feel the same way that you felt broke. You could think the thing that would change your life is being in the public eye and proving everyone wrong who bullied you and teased you when you were younger. And then you get it. And then you still feel the same way that you did when you were that bullied kid. You know what I'm saying? What we're all looking for, many of us think we're working for is someday out there, somewhere in the future, where we're going to get, the thing that's the desire of our heart, and suddenly everything will be fixed and we'll just be coasting after that. No. New levels, new devils. You know what I'm saying? We're always going to have issues and problems. We're always going to have conflict with other people. There's always going to be people who don't like us. There's always going to be people who we're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be those cycles and seasons of life. And to think that because things are going good and to get comfortable there, to when they go bad, to be shocked and appalled, it's a part of life, man. You know what I'm saying? There can't be any newness without a transformation. Yes, it's aggravating as shit. No one likes to go through these things, but that's why it's so important to live for something bigger than yourself. Because if we live life by the standards of this world that tells you, buy this and you'll have that, do this and you'll have that, it's like we become a slave to that, and you'll realize you've wasted many, many years of your life chasing something that was an illusion. This is about taking your power back in the truest sense. You feel what I'm saying? Taking your true power back to where you're no longer a slave to those things, advertising and influence and popularity and all this other kind of stuff. And you're standing in the truth of yourself, something that's unshakable, something that no matter what you lose can never be taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? And that's your purpose. That's your meaning. People can come and go. But when you know what it is that you're standing on, like what your life is about, people can come and go all day and you're still going to keep trucking. You're still going to keep pushing. You're still going to be you. You can be disappointed. You'll be sad. You'll cry. You'll grieve a little bit, but you're going to get right back up because you're living for something bigger and something more. That's what the month of November is about for Cancers. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no patty cake stuff. This is about you coming out this daddy a whole beast out here in these streets. You feel what I'm saying? So I want you to stay strong, Cancer. I really do, because I feel this is going to work out for you guys. But this is all about, like I said, with everyone, everyone's getting pushed to the edge because it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to fight or are you going to flight? What you going to do? You know? So it's a beautiful thing, but the whole key is to tap into your inner strength, man. You know, tap into your inner strength. Reach out to some people. Dag nabbit, son of a gun. But I love your face, Cancer. I don't feel it appropriate to pull an oracle for you guys. It just doesn't feel right to me. But I'm gonna go over to my network into Vimeo, into all the places that I'm at to do you guys extended, where I'm going to play this energy out week by week to give you some insight into what could pop up and how to handle it. And we're also going to take a sneak peek into December. So if you're about that life, follow me over there, Cancer. But if not, I still love your freaking face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends. I love you, Cancer. Stay strong, man. Fight for you. You're worth it. Love your face.